So a producer took one of my loops, they added drums to it, sequenced it, mixed it, and then got it placed on an album that went platinum. This actually happened to me twice. And they just used my sample as is. They didn't chop it, they didn't flip it, they didn't reverse it. And guess what? I don't give a forgive me for not being upset that somebody used my compositions exactly as I made them. That's flattering to me. I mean, if they did manipulate my samples in some way and the end result was dope, cool, I love that too. But this is why I make samples, so producers can use them to make great music and then not have to worry about sample clearance. But leave it to some people in the producer community to make this a bad thing. How many times have we heard the narrative, if you just add drums to a loop, you're not a real producer, you're a drum programmer, you're a fake, you're not a real musician, blah, blah, blah. These people are not making music that anyone cares about 99.9% of the time. You have to play a real traditional music instrument to be a real music maker. Some people say producers have to make beats. Some people say producers don't make beats. Some people say producers have to engineer. It's make some music, man. I kind of like it when it's blurry because you can see the DJ Payne one. And by that logic, someone who just plays bass in a band, I guess, wouldn't be that great of a musician because all they do is do one thing. They just play bass. Just like this producer over there just programs drums. We waste a lot of time on stupid shit. Another thing that I notice is people get really upset when multiple producers work on one beat. You know, why are there 5 producers on the same beat? Blah, blah, blah. Most bands have 4 or 5 members. Music can be collaborative. That's not against the law. We as producers make up all kinds of rules for ourselves that the fans of the music that we make don't care about. Really, I think that's the main lesson. Don't make beats and music just to impress other producers. It's a losing battle. I don't think it's going to help you make songs that you like more or that your fans like more. And also, if you've never collaborated with other producers, I feel sorry for you because it's really fun. I mean, some producers are better at drums. Some producers play certain instruments that you don't play. Some producers are better at sequencing and mixing and finalizing beats. And sometimes it doesn't even matter who's good at what. What matters is that you're all collaborating, and that synergistic energy is what makes the music special. Again, who are we making music for? Who are you making music for? The fans, the listeners, they don't really care about anything other than the end product. If you make music for yourself, then cool, make the music that you want to make and leave the rest of us alone. It's really simple. Now, most of my biggest songs were produced by me. Some of them were co-produced by me. They were collaborations with other producers. And I can program drums decently, I guess. But in my opinion, for example, on the Pooh Shiesty song or the Ray Sremmurd song, which just went platinum this week, I didn't expect that. Oh my God, I'm 3 times platinum now, and I went gold again last week. So life is just crazy in a good way. I didn't expect any of that, but cool. But on those 2 tracks, I feel like Gold Haze on the Pooh Shiesty record and Mike Will and Mars on the Ray Sremmurd record programmed way better drums than I could have. Now, the downside to using loops are as follows. In my experience. Number 1, not having much control over the loop. You know, if I want to change the chord structure, I can't really do that. I mean, in the RipX video, I showed how you could use programs like RipX to do that. So things are changing. The second downside is having to split equity potentially with a lot of different people. But so what? You collaborated. Everyone deserves a cut. 3, potentially dealing with people who don't practice great business, people who aren't experienced enough to navigate a potential placement, or people who are thieves and liars. You know, they steal loops or they slip in materials that are copyrighted that they didn't create into their loop packs. Some negotiate in bad faith and try to mess up opportunities, but most of them don't. So this is a rare occurrence, and you know, you just have to work with people who have good reputations who you trust. But there's another narrative that is hilarious, and for some reason it's pervasive in the producer community, which is that all you have to do to make a hit song is find a loop, add drums to it, and you're rich. So why aren't producers just doing that? I guess it must be because they're just too real. That'd be stupid. Who would want to make millions of dollars just doing nothing? Because it's a fact that if people on Twitter are saying it, it has to be true. Producers can make trash beats in 2024 and get rich. It's easy. This is a hilarious exchange I had with a producer. He cracked the code. Let's be honest. Any beginner trash beat can be a hit if an A-list artist hoped on it and a big engineer mastered it. That's all it takes. So this beat here that I made in 2008, which is 16 years ago, all I need is Rob 49 on this beat and it'll be a hit. Now, he mentioned Eminem. Get an Eminem feature. It'll be a hit. And of course, Eminem is the top selling rapper of all time. Now, if a trash beat with an Eminem feature on it is definitely going to become a hit, then what about a good beat with a good rapper on it plus an Eminem feature? It has to be a hit. There's no way it wouldn't be a hit, right? According to this guy's logic. Now, here's a song with a great beat by Cordae, who's an amazing rapper, with an Eminem feature on it. It's not a hit. 4 million on YouTube, about 10 million on Spotify. Now, what is a hit song? The RIAA certifies hit songs based on their gold, platinum, and diamond levels. This song did not reach gold. This song did not chart on Billboard, I don't believe, because there's no chart history. This is not a trash beat at all. Cordae is a great rapper. Let's take it a step further. Megan Thee Stallion just went gold for a hit that she dropped by the name of Hiss. Future and Metro Boomin just broke recent rap sales records with their album. What if Megan Thee Stallion and Future came together to make a song? It would have to be a hit, of course. Well, they did, and for some reason, it was not a hit. Now, based on Megan Thee Stallion's numbers, yeah, I mean, she has 24 million, 25, let's round up, million monthly listeners. However, the song with Future only hit 38 million plays on Spotify, so it's not a hit. Why? I don't know. Megan Thee Stallion makes hits, Future makes hits, Hit Kid, who made the beat, makes hits. The point is, singles that are even promoted by major labels, like Cordae's single, like Megan Thee Stallion's single, with huge features, great producers, and a lot of momentum behind them, simply just sometimes don't become hits. Because making hits is hard. Listen, if you could just make a hit with a trash beat, a great engineer, and a paid feature from a major artist, I'd cash out my IRA right now. I'd buy a Jack Harlow verse or a Lil Durk verse. I'd pay a Grammy-winning engineer to mix it all. Shout out to Coda G. And I'd put them on that trash beat that I made 16 years ago. And I'd be rich overnight. And then I could make whatever music I wanted because I would have financial freedom. So why aren't more people doing this? It couldn't be just because this narrative is some silly, baseless idea thrown around on social media by people who actually have no real music industry experience. Now, the gentleman that I was debating, and it was not an argument, I don't have any ill will against the guy. He moved the goalpost from hit song to viral. Okay, I don't think the guy knows what he's talking about, respectfully, but I'll take the bait. Songs don't just go viral. They rarely just go viral by themselves without any marketing efforts. Here's something that a lot of people don't understand about buying features from major label artists. The major label has to clear those features, which means you have to pay a clearance fee, not just to the artist for their verse, but to the label for allowing you to release that commercially. That would probably cost tens of thousands more. I don't know, I've never done it, but we're talking about major labels here. They're not known for taking vows of poverty. Additionally, in order for this song to really take off, the fans of that featured artist that you just paid a bunch of money to would have to know that the song exists, which means when you upload that beat to the DSPs, that song would have to appear on the profile of the big featured artist. Again, the label would have to approve that, so would the artist. Because the whole point is you're relying on the artist to make a trash beat a hit song. And if that trash beat hit song doesn't appear on that artist's profile or on any of the artist's profiles, then their fans won't know it exists and you will not get views. Now let's go back to his tweet. He said 30K. Again, God bless his soul. He doesn't know what he's talking about. You're not getting an Eminem verse for 30,000. You're not getting clearance and an Eminem verse for $30,000. But let's say you are. Let's say by some stroke of the universe's grace, that's what you get. How many streams would you need to break even? 13 million streams and you would hit $30,000. That's assuming you don't split the royalties with anybody, no one. You get 100% of it all yourself, which is also unrealistic. But easy, right? It's easy to get 13 million streams on a song. The sad reality is about 86%, damn near 90%, the vast majority of all songs uploaded to the streaming platforms receive under 1,000 total streams. 25% receive 0 streams. All you can do is make music that you want to make the way you want to make it, learn as you go, make sure you're following the best practices when it comes to marketing your music, build community, interact with the people who support your music, create a good content strategy, a good community building strategy, and realize that one, fans care about how the music makes them feel. They don't really care about the process. So if you're using loops, they don't care. They really don't. You also have to understand that you cannot predict with certainty which songs people are going to love and which songs they're not. You hear stories all the time. It happened to me. It happened to me in Ted Park. Our biggest song, the one that got us signed to Capitol Records, was supposed to be an intro. We had no plan and we just released it. Who knows what the hell happened? If we could predict how that was going to happen, we would have done that 100 more times. Lastly, please, please, please don't play into this narrative that there are shortcuts to some kind of guaranteed success in the music business, because that's how the scammers get you. This is the reason, this mentality that you can just buy a big feature and buy your way into success, that you can buy fans. This is the reason that so many rappers, so many producers are getting scammed by these up and coming or even big established artists who send them DMs saying, oh, I checked out your stuff, it's hot, let's talk, let's work. And the next thing you know, you're selling a kidney to buy their feature, which they've probably already sent to 100 other producers that very same day. Or you're sending $300 to whatever fake record label is emailing you and stroking your ego. Or you're donating plasma so you can cash app a couple $100s to the Hot 97 bot on Facebook for radio spins. No matter the narratives that are out there, and you can believe me or you cannot believe me, just as Kenny Beats said, if you're in music to get rich quick, you're in the wrong place. And so that means if you're making music that you love and you are authentically dedicated to what you're making, if you're making beats that you enjoy making, if you have faith in yourself even if others don't, if you're staying true to your passion and love and moving forward in spite of all of the roadblocks and hurdles, this should be encouraging. And I wish you much success. And I hope the success comes to you quicker than you expect it to. Oh yeah, and use my loops. I don't care if you flip them or whatever.